Welcome to tonight's breakdown of the highly anticipated WNBA playoff debut of Caitlin Clark, where the Indiana Fever faced off against the Connecticut Sun in Game 1 of the 2024 playoffs. All eyes were on Clark, the Fever's rookie sensation, who has dazzled fans throughout the regular season with her scoring, playmaking, and range. But did she manage to carry her team in the heat of playoff action? Let's dive into the action-packed night. The game took place at Mohegan Sun Arena, where the Connecticut Sun, one of the league's most formidable defensive teams, hosted the Indiana Fever. It was a matchup between Connecticut's suffocating defense and the explosive Fever offense, led by none other than Clark. From the get-go, Indiana knew this was going to be an uphill battle. Kelsey Mitchell set the tone for the Fever early, hitting a layup to open the scoring. However, the Sun quickly responded, with Bonner taking charge, scoring 10 points in the first quarter alone, including 2 huge three-pointers. Clark's playoff debut didn't go as smoothly as she might have hoped. The Suns' defense, led by Bonner, gave her no room to breathe. But then, out of nowhere, Clark appeared to take a hit from a Sun player coming off of a screen. Clark was able to get a pass off, but unfortunately, the outstretched arm of DJ Carrington hit Clark in the face and Clark went down. But she was okay after getting checked out, and it was clear that she was now in her game mode. She was able to strike back by finding Aaliyah Boston in the paint, who cashed in and capitalized on. Clark, known for her sharp shooting, struggled to find her rhythm. She started the game 0 for 8 from beyond the arc and didn't hit her first 3 until midway through the third quarter. Clark finished with 11 points on 4 of 17 shooting, including just 2 of 13 from three-point range. Despite her shooting woes, Clark still contributed in other ways, racking up 8 assists, 4 rebounds, 3 steals, and a block. After the game, Clark admitted she had some great looks.
I felt like I got good shots, they just didn't go down, and some really good looks. I felt I had three wide open threes in the first half that like you usually make, so that's tough, but I felt like I battled and tried my best.
The Suns started pulling away toward the end of the first half. After an intense back-and-forth opening quarter, Connecticut went on a 9-0 run late in the second. By halftime, they had built a comfortable 46-38 lead. Indiana struggled to stop the Suns' transition game, and Connecticut made them pay by converting those opportunities into points. In the third quarter, things started to heat up for both teams. Caitlin Clark finally found a bit of rhythm, hitting her first three-pointer, and Aaliyah Boston continued to show why she's one of the league's brightest young stars. Boston recorded 17 points and 11 rebounds, giving Indiana a much-needed presence in the paint. But for every spark of hope for the Fever, the Sun had an answer. One of the key factors in the Suns' victory was the performance of Marina Mabrey. Filling in more minutes after Tyasha Harris went down with an ankle injury, Mabrey exploded off the bench. She set a new WNBA playoff record, scoring 27 points, the most ever by a reserve player in the postseason. Her 11-point burst in the third quarter alone helped Connecticut stretch their lead to 15 by the end of the quarter. Meanwhile, Alyssa Thomas continued to stuff the stat sheet for Connecticut. She notched her 4th career triple-double in playoff action, finishing with 12 points, 10 rebounds, and 13 assists. Her versatility was on full display as she orchestrated Connecticut's offense while locking down defensively. In the final quarter, Indiana's inexperience began to show. Despite Kelsey Mitchell's game-high 21 points and Boston's double-double, the Fever couldn't keep pace with the Sun. Connecticut ended the game on a 21-9 run, making it clear that they were the more seasoned playoff team. One key area where Indiana faltered was their three-point shooting. The Fever hit only 6 of 28 from deep, with Clark's shooting struggles emblematic of the team's overall difficulties. Without consistent outside shooting, they were unable to break down Connecticut's elite defense. As the buzzer sounded, the Sun had secured a commanding 93-69 victory and a 1-0 series lead. With their defense clicking and key players like Mabry and Thomas shining, Connecticut will look to close out the series in Game 2 on Wednesday. For Caitlin Clark and the Fever, this loss will be a learning experience.